80% of your revision is a waste of time. You could be revising so much faster than you are right now, and as someone who achieved an average of grade 8.8 at GCSE, I will tell you how you can get better grades in less time than you are right now. So something that I think everyone should realize is that to get the average grades, which would be 4s and 5s or C's and D's, is by revising how an average person would revise. To get average results, you must have average actions, or to get ordinary results, you need to take ordinary actions. And so everyone at this level, and you might not be at this level, but for anyone who is watching and at that level, what you need to do is to start revising more effectively. And this is for everyone, but specifically at this level you can create the largest jump in your grades. At the grades of 7 to 8 and trying to get a grade 9, or trying to get a high A or A star from a low B, you need to make not as large as an improvement. So at a level of D's and C's is from where you can start, is where you have better improvements. And it's like if you started using effective revision, your grades will start to improve like this and then like this. So they'll improve quickly when you actually start revising more effectively, but then plateau around a certain point, and then you have to use either more volume or more effective techniques. Try and find it somewhere, to try and find more effective techniques of revision somewhere. So what most people do to revise is that they open their book and they read it, or they open their book and write down notes somewhere else. And this could be useful, but only if done right. And what you don't want to do is to just copy and paste information. What you want to do is make what is called condensed notes. And what this means is you simplify information, you absorb the information from a textbook, and you understand that fully, and because you've understood it fully, you can simplify it and write it down in a condensed form or simplified form, and that would be your condensed notes. That is more effective than just reading or just copy and pasting notes. With making condensed notes, you ideally want to use paper and pen and paper, because that helps you understand it better than just typing it in, because when you're typing in, you are literally just copy and pasting in a way. So if you could make condensed notes, just by making condensed notes on everything, you will go over all the content and understand it at least better. And another mindset shift you could make is, instead of viewing revision as going over something again, I want you to view it as more learning. Meaning you've learnt something, but there's something deeper which you need to learn again, or something which you didn't learn fully during the lesson and you didn't fully absorb that information. By doing revision, you essentially fill the gaps in your knowledge, and that is learning, basically. So what you're doing by revising is actually learning, and you can speed up this learning process a lot. And this can be done by, as a beginner strategy, you can do this by making flashcards. Now, making flashcards will give you a more immediate jump in your grades. It will feel like your grades are improving, but only to a certain extent. It depends on what kind of content you're learning. If you are given something quite complex, flashcards are not as helpful, because if exam questions are really complex, for example, flashcards will not get you a higher grade, because you still have a lot to learn in terms of exam technique, and that will be left out from flashcards. And by doing flashcards, you improve, and only to an extent, and that is because you become so used to the same flashcards over and over and over that you aren't learning anything more, meaning it becomes, you stop flashcards actually using your brain and doing active recall to recall something and use your brain to revise, and that helps getting it deep into your brain, what you're trying to learn. But this only works to an extent, because if you use the same flashcards over and over and over, you will not be learning anything new. You won't see how information can be written in a different format, and when it comes up in an exam, you might not remember, because you're so used to that information being given in one way only, or phrased in one way, so that you're just used to that. So what other active recall techniques are there? There is, you can freely recall something, and that can be done in what's the word, mind maps and brain dump things. I think that is this almost the same thing. So you can use that, and all of these techniques will get you better grades than just reading, because you read something and don't understand it fully, or you do but you forget it because you've not actually recalled it, and that is passive learning. Actively learning something will increase your grade, and remembering that information will also increase that grade. So that is the two aspects of improving your grades. That can be done by the techniques I've stated, and there's many more which I might be missing out on now, but there's also past paper questions, and there's a wrong way to do this and the right way to do this. The right way to do this is to actually write out your answer and then mark it and see where you can improve, and that is learning in a way, because you learn where you go wrong in exams, and you also learn how to get it right, and that is extremely effective for any subject that you might do. So, and also timing this will improve your timing, and that is better overall because you might have timing issues in exams. So the low level of learning is usually just reading the book, writing notes. Higher than that is flashcards. Even higher is past papers. Condensed notes is somewhere within that range, and that's because it is effective but only when done right. And I've just given you 3 techniques to how you can revise better and more effectively, and this will save you time. Thank you.